Hey guys, it's Lauren, and this is my video for my final senior quest project, and it's just gonna be me sitting down talking about what I learned throughout the year training my boy Tag. I don't know if he'll say hi throughout this video, he probably will, but I just wanted to discuss all that I've learned throughout the year and talk about how I got from beginning to now. So if you don't know, my project was to explore the world of dog training with my puppy Tag, who is now a year old. We got Tag around the beginning of June, and in the beginning I knew I wanted to train him on my own. I just didn't know how much I had in me to do it, and I've honestly surprised myself with how much patience and perseverance we both had. I knew dog training was not the easiest thing, but I didn't know it was as how much patience you actually had to have for this. In the beginning, Tag and I started by doing basic obedience at home, and we would drive to stores like Home Depot and Lowe's and just desensitize Tag to sounds and people and all the disruptions that there could be when we're out in different stores. And I do that almost every day throughout the summer, just so he could be aware of his surroundings and not get too distracted by them. This was important because as we grew and as we were learning new stuff, it would be important for him not to be focused on distractions around him. And we started off doing basic obedience: sit, stay, lay down, all that basic stuff, and he took to it so quickly. I'm so impressed with him. This dog is a worker. He wants to learn, and he's really just a smart dog. And then we started doing harder stuff. Once Tag caught on to the basics, I wanted to move on to some harder tasks, such as interfering with my scratching and circling around me. Okay, so now we were at the point where he was pretty good in public for a 12-week-old puppy. He could ignore, here he is, he could ignore humans around him. Dogs are still a little iffy as he loves to play and he just wants to play always. But we started working on basic obedience in public. That would be sit, stay, lay down, and heel was really important. And we would just walk around dog-friendly places such as Home Depot and just have him working on listening in public, which is really important. Since everything with the virus has happened and there's social distancing and everything, we have not been out in public for about 2 months now, which is gonna cause some sort of struggle once we are allowed back out in public, because he's gonna be relearning everything since he hasn't experienced public and being around different people all that much. We have tried working in the yard. The reason that the public behavior is so important to me is, as you guys know, my overall goal for Tag was to train a personal service dog. So I'm now going to be talking about what a service dog is, and I'm not going to be getting into my personal needs for a service dog, but I'm just going to discuss and maybe teach some of you the difference between service dogs, emotional support animals, and therapy animals. So, to start off, a service dog is a trained dog who knows tasks in order to help his or her handler, from anxiety to epilepsy, from diabetes to all these sort of things where they need an alert dog to alert them if something such as a panic attack, low sugar, high sugar, a seizure is happening. So they are a medical resource and many people count on them every day. A service dog is different from an emotional support animal in being that emotional support animals are only there to comfort their owners, and they don't have public access rights like service dogs because they're not trained to do any task for their handler, and their handler does not need them for their medical assistance. This is important to note because in public you will see a lot of dogs in non-dog friendly places. This is important to note because many people will bring their untrained pet, label it as a service dog, into non-dog friendly places such as Walmart, where someone with an actual service dog could have their medical device there, and the dog will lash out at the service dog, distracting the service dog from its work and its handler. There are countless amount of videos on YouTube exemplifying people bringing their pet dogs into non-dog friendly places. If you want to know more about service dogs in general, I suggest just looking it up on YouTube. There are perfect examples of handlers being harassed every day for bringing their service dogs out in public, so I highly suggest, if you're interested in learning more, that you do that because it's quite interesting. Okay, so now back to the dog training aspect of my project. I worked all year training Tag, mainly to do basic obedience. We haven't gotten to the point where we can do a lot of tasks. He does know a few, such as circle, and when I itch my arm, he does know to paw at me for that, but there's still a lot I want to work on with him. But he does know basic obedience, which I did all on my own, and I'm really proud of myself for that. Honestly, going into the whole senior quest, I just wanted to do it so I had a way to train my dog, and so I could say it's for class. I didn't think I'd be putting in as much effort as I have, and I didn't think I'd be learning as much as I have. I've learned how much of a bond you can form with you and a dog, and how important that bond really is. I've also learned so much patience. I can't even explain to you how patient you have to be with a dog. They don't speak English, they don't really understand English. They can catch a few words, but they don't understand. They only understand your emotions, and you only understand theirs. So I've learned a lot about communicating, not just through speaking, through body language and through my tone of voice, which has taught me a lot on how to deal with other people. Not only am I learning how to communicate with dogs, I am learning how to communicate with humans, which is awesome. I also work at a doggy daycare, which has taught me a lot about different dogs' personalities, which has also helped me in communicating with my own pup. I don't know why I said that. Yeah, I don't know. It's just been a whole learning experience, honestly. I want to talk a bit about how this pandemic has affected Tag and I. And obviously, we're not allowed to go out in public, so that takes a huge part of our training, because once we are allowed to start going out back to Home Depot or somewhere starting to train again, I feel like it's going to set us back hugely, because we're going to have to get back to the desensitizing, getting used to other humans that aren't me, my family, or I. And so that's a little frustrating, but you can't really do anything about that. It's just going to be a whole learning experience, and it's gonna teach me how to work with him more. However, this pandemic has given me time to work more on his come recall, and also if we're going on walks around the neighborhood, I have been able to work more around him being around other dogs, because right at this point, he wants to play with every dog he sees, and I love that, but I don't want him to, if that makes sense. I understand dogs' behaviors, but it's not, like, I am really interested in going to school for it, because I just want to learn more about dog psychology. I find it really interesting, and then the whole project has given me a chance to, like, come up with a product that lets me like explore if I really want to do this for a career. And although I'm still not sure if I do want to do it for a career, I do like dog training. I do like understanding different dogs' behaviors and how to correct them. Anyways, I feel like this wraps up my senior quest project, and I hope you guys have seen what I've learned and seen just a little bit of the process of what it's like to train your dog for a whole year. Even though Tag and I still have a ways to go, I've learned so much this whole year, and as cheesy as it sounds, I can't wait to see what lies ahead for us. Also, a big congratulations to all the seniors out there graduating. I know this isn't exactly what we were expecting, but yeah, we did it, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.